I would expect a lot of Friday the 13th content in the next few weeks. We have to start from the beginning. The original Friday the 13th. Right off the bat, I don't think this movie is what a lot of people would expect it to be. A lot of people from the outside looking in when it comes to the Friday the 13th franchise are going to be expecting this man here, Jason. And the thing I think a lot of people forget is Jason is not the killer in the first Friday the 13th. You know, the first Friday the 13th is much more of a whodunit film. You're not supposed to know who the killer is. It's a bad whodunit film because we don't see the killer up until the end of the movie, right before the reveal. There's no way you could have possibly pieced that together. But that's what they were going for. Because of that, this first film uses a lot of POV shots for all the kills. It's interesting how they did it. It's something that I'm glad they start to move away from later in the series. But for this film, I do think it works because of that whodunit aspect. The music in this movie is obviously iconic. If you play a song from Friday the 13th, people probably know it's from Friday the 13th. I have very controversial Friday the 13th opinions. I'm probably going to rank all the movies once we watch them all. But a criticism that's levied at the later films is that they get too cheesy. Things like Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell and The New Blood, people say that those movies are too cheesy. They jump the shark. The freeze frame at the beginning of this movie, cut, scream, title card, that's so cheesy. These movies were always cheesy, and that's not a bad thing. I love that about these movies, but let's not mince words here. Friday the 13th, any of them, they're not classics of cinema. They're classics of the genre, and I love them. I absolutely adore them. But they're nothing that's going to make it into the Smithsonian on filmmaking alone. Their impact is more cultural. I feel like they try to pull a Janet Leigh with this first girl, having her seem like the main character and then killing her off early in the movie. It doesn't work here as well because Janet Leigh in Psycho was the main driving force of the film. She did the inciting incident. This girl's just going to Camp Crystal Lake, and once she's gone, you're just like, oh, she's gone. Just like anybody else. I do like the world building in these movies, and I feel like that's a weird thing to say, but the Friday the 13th lore, while confusing, is very interesting. I like that in this movie, when people mention Camp Crystal Lake to the locals in the town over, that reaction is something I could very much see people in a small town doing. Just having this rumor and having all these incidences, and then just getting angry or scared over the mere mention of it. Small towns have their local legends, and I feel like Crystal Lake is their local legend, and people reacting that way I feel like is very realistic. I fucking love Ralph, man.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you?
God damn it, Ralph, get out of here. Go on, get. Leave people alone.
You'll never come back again.
Oh, shut up, Ralph.
Okay, we need to have a heart-to-heart right now. We have to admit to each other that these movies are not well written. The characters are one-dimensional. The story is pretty shoddy. And the dialogue is a little yikes. But every so often, there's a piece of dialogue that has a bit of charm to it. I don't quite know what it is or why I like it, but it's great. I mean, like I said, these characters are a little one-dimensional. You really are only there to see them get killed, and that's fine. The only one I really like is Kevin Bacon. Oh, you did not do my boy Kevin like that! Come on! Alright, this is gonna get me in trouble. I love Tom Savini. A lot of the gore effects in this movie are great, including the axe to the face in the shower. But some of them are a little dated. The one I noticed the most was the girl getting her throat cut at the beginning of the movie, our Janet Leigh-esque character. You can see the prosthetic, like, a lot. It looks like they didn't blend it in too well. This is one of Tom Savini's first movies, and the effects look great with that in mind, but they're a little dated. There's a decent amount of padding in this movie, things that happen, and you're just kind of like, I don't know why this is happening, and once you watch the full thing, you still don't know why. So I wish the pacing was a little better. I do feel like the beginning of this movie is a little slow. Two examples I can think of that are Ned faking his drowning and the snake in the cabin. Why did those things happen? I don't really know. It was a real snake, though. They actually cut that thing up. It's actually really fucked up when you think about it. Don't do that if you're making a movie. A lot of the footage in this movie is a little noisy. They definitely had their ISO cranked up to 11. Just get some lights, guys. It's okay. I understand. But at the same time, you can see that there are a lot of shots in here that look great, especially a lot of the nature shots and the shots of Crystal Lake itself. They look fantastic. They're nice to look at. I put them as my desktop background. You can tell that there's skill behind the camera. It's just unrefined at this point, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is not a complaint of the movie, but it's something I feel like I should bring up. Strip Monopoly would end way too quick. I don't know if that's a real game. I wasn't cool in high school or college, so I never played Strip Monopoly, but I'm pretty sure that as soon as you landed on Boardwalk, the game would be over, because I don't know about you, but I wear a shirt, pants, underwear, and socks. So, like, it's gonna be over quick. I have no life. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this review, Friday the 13th, the original, is a whodunit movie. It's not good because you never see Pamela before it's revealed that she's the killer, and you really have no idea who this woman is. She walks into the scene, introduces herself, and then is immediately like, oh, by the way, I killed everybody. With a whodunit, you're supposed to feel like maybe I could have pieced that together and things earlier in the movie make sense now that I know the twist. That doesn't work here. It just doesn't happen. If you're looking at the movie through that lens, then yes, it's bad at what it does. But now that Friday the 13th is a cultural icon, especially with Jason, I feel like it works a little bit better, because if somebody doesn't know that Pamela's the killer in the first movie, they're going to be like, who the hell is this woman? And maybe they'll be disappointed, but at the same time, the twist worked. So almost now that it has this fame and notoriety, the twist retroactively works. So I can't knock it too hard. But the intention that they were trying to do when they were making this movie didn't work, and I feel like we should point that out. But absolutely props to Betsy Palmer. She's amazing. I love watching her go crazy. She's a great killer. I kind of wish there was more of her throughout the series. Hats off to her. Oh. Final chase is ludicrous. It goes on for way too long. Double tap. Just double tap her. Stop running. Hit her again. Do it. It's okay. I feel like it sounds like I'm dogging on this movie more than I want to. It is really fun, and I do love these movies. But I think the first one isn't the full potential of what the series is gonna be. You can see the threads, and you can follow them throughout the series and see what they will become. But they're not fully realized in this first movie, and that's often the case with successful franchises. So Friday the 13th isn't any different. This first movie is a good time. It's a good way to kick off the series. I don't think it's the best that the series has to offer. I'll have to give Friday the 13th, the original, a C++. It's so close to being a B-, but it's not quite there, and rating systems are stupid anyway, but I feel like we have to put them in. It's a mixed bag, but some of the gold that you got in that bag is so worth your time. Thank you for watching this review. If you like this review, I have more coming to the channel. We have the podcast and a bunch of other stuff that also comes here. You can follow me on Twitch and TikTok at Thomas_Yazer. I also have Instagram and Twitter. All the links are in the description. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.